Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Thursday Night Live.
Hey, everybody.
Hi, guys.
We are back.
Happy
Thursday
Thursday.
Oh, crap. I forgot to wear any of my accoutrements. We're doing accoutrements today.
It's okay.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Linda. Hey, Dad.
Howdy, howdy. As you can see, Mr. Steve is not with us because, he is on vacation and we're going to let him enjoy it. Damn it.
Hell yeah.
So he is taking the night off. He's taking next Thursday night off, but, you'll see at least the four of us more than likely causing trouble like always because, Dad's not here.
Well, while the parents are away, the children will play.
So, house party over at Dad's house?
No.
Only if you want to die.
Absolutely the fuck not. Nah.
Yes, everyone involved would die.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So,
Announcements. So tonight we're talking about accoutrements. And then just as a reminder to anybody that didn't see it go out, the 200 series classes have been canceled for this month. But don't worry, they will be back around in the fall. Next week, we will be talking about stones and smudges as far as protections go. So definitely tune in, especially if you're interested in the protections series, because we're actually really excited about it. I know we get a lot of questions about it. Hopefully we can answer quite a few of them for y'all. Hey, Russell. Hey, Terry. Thanks, y'all, for sharing it out.
oh, there we
On
go.
the 18th and 19th, we will be at the local gig. So that's over at the Clarion Hotel. It'll be in the convention center area. So if you don't go around to the front, you go around to the right side, you'll run into it straight, walk through the double doors, and you'll run right into the market.
Don't go to the front, go to the rear. Dun, dun, dun.
It is going to be a much larger space than the paddock room. It's I think if I remember seeing the layout right, it's 3 rooms.
And they plan on having almost 80 vendors there, so it's a lot bigger.
It reminds me a lot of what used to. None of y'all were. I think Tyree may have went to one. I don't think he was around as far as like in the crew yet. But it reminds me of the Interlight Festival from way back in the day.
Yeah, I went to one of those. Yeah.
It's going to be an awesome time, though. If you can come out and see us, please do. Excuse me. All of the locals will be there. Ken Boggle, Joanna, Joni, Shay should be there too, along with Shane Pittman and a couple of other awesome people. Druzy does it. And there's even going to be a couple of new faces. So,
hold up, Shane Pittman?
Shane Blythe.
Yeah, my bad.
Shane Blythe.
Oh, wait, time out.
Yeah, Deb's coming from Rocky Hounds.
Yeah.
So
it'll be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Like, pause.
Just
What?
time out.
I didn't catch that announcement.
No, that one's fun.
I'm drinking coffee out of your cup.
Which cup is it?
Not the bad one.
Oh, yeah, that's not the bad one.
Not the bad one.
I was gonna say he could have come borrowed my cup and drink coffee out of it.
Queen of everything?
Yeah.
Oh. Her coffee cup.
That sounds like a harassment and HR complaint there, Brian. I think you should file that with Redmond.
Oh, me too.
I need to assert my rights.
Yeah, that cup would probably get us banned. I'll tell you about it later.
Okay.
Do I need a banner that says 18 plus? I can add a banner that says 18 plus.
Earlier today, yeah. Yep.
So back to announcements.
Back to announcements. The 23rd, we'll be going over divine protection. And then just as a reminder, the 25th will be the paranormal class. Raymond, if you want to talk about that for a minute.
Yes. So the paranormal class, we are having it at the Murphy Building in Maysville, Kentucky. It'll be from about 7:30 p.m. to about 2 a.m. $60 to get in. It pays for the class and your way into the building for the investigation and for the class. It's going to be a lot of fun because the first little bit we're going to have a full-on discussion about do's and don'ts as far as investigating goes, and then we're going to take and eventually turn you loose after we talk about the equipment and how to use it. So if you can come out, it'd be much appreciated. It's going to be a lot of fun. We know it's Memorial Day weekend, but 7:30 in the evening, you all should have a chance to come hang out. It'll be a lot of fun.
I was going to say, this is going to be one of those investigations that even Newt Raymond hasn't done. So
Yeah, not even I've
fresh.
been here before, so it's going to be cool.
It's fresh. It is a fresh sight.
Tiffy did pimp out your stylist. Tiff sent me to her hairstylist, and I was so excited. It was great. But as far as investigation class goes, if you are curious how we investigate, just as a reminder, the video for Global Ghost Hunt is still circulating. You can still watch it both on Facebook and YouTube. So if you're curious as to how we kind of investigate, that's at least a touch of what we do. It always depends on the... Yeah.
Because, obviously we have way too much fun at what we do.
Yeah.
We love what we do.
Are you planning on clacking?
Absolutely.
Only if it's asked.
Okay. I'll make sure I ask.
We got some good evidence, though. I can't be too upset. We got good evidence, even if I ended up quacking to the fucking chicken dance.
And doing it in reverse. With a high kick in the process.
You okay?
Yeah.
Did it break?
Tyree took a sip as you said that, so it came out his whole face.
What are you sipping on?
Tea.
Gin and juice.
Yeah, Tyree made us tea.
Oh, cool.
Awesome.
I'm having a tea of sorts.
Well, this is my tea of
I
sorts
am
as well.
actually drinking water, so
You're actually the only one.
I'm drinking
I know.
water.
Holy crap.
It's infused with stuff, but I'm drinking water.
I mean,
Coffee?
technically, mine's infused with stuff too.
It's infused with stuff. It's technically water.
Oh my god. You demons, it's us, you boy. Pretty much. Oh my god.
All right, I'll get us back on track right quick. So
Yes,
we can-
I was
All right. So
I was
Brian,
going to say the last announcement I have is that just as a reminder, the last Thursday of the month is always Tarot Night Live. So if you're looking for a reading, check it out. We'll be here at 8:30 on Tarot Night Live, which is the last Thursday.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right. That's all the announcements I had.
cool.
You did
So
announce.
Brian, what are accoutrements?
Things you wear. Well, accoutrements can be just about anything. So I'm going to kind of go over a little bit of last week because we talked about shielding and things like that. And since we're doing protections, you can use the accoutrements for different shieldings. You can use them for different intentions. No different than putting an intention into your aura. So a lot of times we use these more as a passive. I don't have to think about it. I know what it is. I set the intention, and now I just kind of keep it going. Oh, this is to help me regulate. This one is to help keep that reflective bubble up. but to allow things through that need to come through. So it's more of a filter as opposed to a flat out mirror. Accoutrements can also be the stones you carry. So if you have pocket stones, those are part of your accoutrements. Necklaces, those are part of your accoutrements. Earrings. I used to do. Everybody knows I have gauged ears. I used to do the stone earrings for a long time. I think I did opalite at one point. I did some obsidian at one point, and then I just got tired of having to deal with the other stuff, so I went to silicone, surgical silicone. What kind of accoutrements do you have, Raymond?
I have my leather bracelet. I have my, stretchy bracelets. I have a rosary. Both my rings are accoutrements, and my fulgurite, as well as my glasses.
I have not done these. I have not done this set of glasses yet.
Hey, Melissa.
I mean, they are newer, so
yeah. Whereas my older ones,
howdy.
They've been through hell and back. But you, Tyree, what about what kind of accoutrements do you usually?
I got my net rosary.
Mm-hmm.
I started wearing my leather bracelet again. Then I got a bag full of bracelets and stones and stuff that I usually carry on me.
Fair enough. What about you, Pat? About called you Pathu.
So I've got a couple of different things. Tiff, I'm actually glad that you brought up that you have some pendants for sale that can be used as well, because those wire pendants are beautiful. But what I'm wearing tonight is actually one of the things that you have made, and that's an earring. So Tiff made and designed a whole bunch of different jewelry herself, and it's pretty awesome because I use it for several different things. One of them depends on which stones are actually on the earrings, but because they're actually in my head, I use them for the same thing that you were, Brian.
Mm-hmm.
But something that I also do is all of my scrunchies or hair ties are also spelled for various different things. So if somebody needs something specific, I'll pass them a hair tie, because it can just be another bracelet, and it's a lot more subtle, I guess is the best word. Nobody bats an eye twice at a hair tie.
Right.
But if you're needing something specific, so I have different colored ones. I also have different textured ones. I have a couple that are silk, and those are special. Those are used for different things, but these are literally just like dollar store hair ties, but they can be extremely useful. And then your hair is blocked, so you're veiled too.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the reasons why I like the hair ties. But I do also have different rings and different bracelets, but the scrunchies are my favorite. Not in earrings, just because they're so useful.
Fair enough. I have a mandala that I have. It's I think it's mandala. The beads. I think it's the right word.
Yeah.
Mala.
Yeah.
Mala, not mandala.
Mala
Mandala is the.
We'll get it right
beads.
here in a second. I swear
We'll get
to
it
God
right.
we will.
It was actually a gift from Seneca. It was actually a gift from Seneca, and it's one of those ones that reminds me of my divine. Gosh Almighty, divine connection. So I use it a lot, especially if we're at an event or something like that. I'll have it around my neck, or I'll have it as a bracelet, or I'll take them off and I'll put it on the table, or I'll have somebody hold it, or I'll do something with it. Like because what the malas are for is supposed to be to remember the names of God. So I'll go through and do like a meditation with them. So accoutrements doesn't just have to be specifically protections. They can be just straight out intentions. So,
well, like for instance, I've got a green silk scrunchie, and I use that for healing for myself.
mm-hmm.
It's not necessarily a protection. It's just straight up, okay, I need a little bit of extra love today. Or, I'll do the same thing. I'll curl up with a pink hair tie and have a little extra love, or something that has some sort of rose quartz. So kind of like what Terry said, scrunchies with pockets that she can put stones in. I really love that too, just because it gives you the option for so many different things.
Mm-hmm. Hey Tiff, if we have a link for that, put that in the comments for those.
Oh, for the wire wraps?
Yeah, if we have it on the shop, put it in the comments. I just happened to think about it. But yeah, I have my. Have to pull it back here because the blur is kind of gnarly.
Blurry.
But I have my mala. I usually do a wrap with it, and I'll put it around my wrist, or I'll wear it around my neck or whatever. But it's one of those ones. It reminds me of my friendship with Seneca, but it also reminds me very much of my connection, my divine connection, which goes into next week's topic. But anyway.
Well, that's kind of one of the things that I love, because, you can make something very simple and have it be an accoutrement.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to be something super in depth. It doesn't have to be something that's just like super difficult to do. I mean, something simple could work. A set of earrings, something with your glasses. As long as you want it to be something, it can be that thing. It's whatever intention, like you said, you put into it.
Yeah, I mean, when you're really looking at anything having to do with metaphysics, whether it's laying hands on somebody or pulling an attachment off, it's all intention. So it's no different than the shields we're doing. It's no different than I need prosperity, so I'm going to put a few stones in my pocket that remind me that I'm going to be prosperous and everything's going to be okay. I'm having a little bit more of an issue today, so I need a stone that is a bit more of calming, soothing, bringing it down. So I'll put that in my pocket. Or like you all do with the big ones, you'll carry the big ones around for a little bit, the spheres.
Yep.
Yeah.
Those are technically accoutrements. You don't have to wear them on your person all the time, but you have them on you. Like I have my go bag that has all my spheres in it.
Well, and kind of the big point of accoutrements is that it takes a little bit of the workload off of you. And that's something that Brian kind of touched on when we first started talking about it. But it's to help. It's a tool. It's not something that necessarily is meant to take the full hit, but can if that's what you intend for it to, especially if it's one that's protection based.
Mm-hmm.
But utilizing tools themselves, it allows for other resources to be available to you.
Mm-hmm.
It allows different energies to interact with you, especially if that's what the intention is. So it kind of loops back into the divine protection that we'll be talking about next week. But if you need something specifically that,
Actually, next week is crystals and smudges.
That's right.
Oh.
We're all just excited about divine protection.
Woo!
We're just excited. But it can be something super simple. I know a couple of people collect different tiaras and crowns. You can make those accoutrements that actually help with different connections because they're around your crown chakra. So they can be chakra based, but they don't have to be. That's what makes accoutrement so cool, is that it's kind of whatever you can do. It's one of the easiest ways for you to actually bring out some of the creative side that you have.
I was about to say that very thing.
Yeah. While still being able to,
adding to that, it's Steve's cane and my cane as well. Those are accoutrements.
Mm-hmm.
We use them as tools.
It's as limited as your imagination. I need this for this thing. I need that for that thing. I need this particular piece. Seashells, yeah. Renee said I make yarn balls and collect seashells. Seashells are an excellent thing, especially because of the water nature and helping with the emotional turmoil and protection, because that's what a seashell does. So a seashell is a great emotional protection piece. What can we do? I'm trying to think. I had a thought and then it kind of went.
Okay, well, you think and I'll talk.
do it.
So you were talking about different like stones and stuff for words. Speak for me, please.
Different accoutrements and different stones for those accoutrements.
So actually, I have like this really pretty tower, and she's holding a sphere. I use these in my healing, in my sound room. My sound room has all kinds of stones that I use with when I'm trying to work with people and to protect the room itself and people in the room. So
It does, in fact. So go get a sound healing. He's awesome at it.
Shameless plug. We're at the shop, by the way.
oh yeah, we are, aren't we?
Well, I mean, even to the point of some people collect keys.
Yeah.
Using a key for something as far as I need to open the way. I need this path to open for me. So you can charm your keys to do that very thing. I say charm, but you know what I mean.
Express a specific intention.
That's all. That's pretty much all this particular topic of discussion is using other items to express a different intention. Yeah. Holly M. Turley says, yes, old keys.
Yeah.
I need a pathway to the astral realm. I need to use the key as a focal point. That's the way to do that. I need to use a key for a new venture. I need the pathway to open. I need this path to stop and to close. So I'll lock it. It's whatever, as far as your imagination can go, is what you can do with these particular things, as long as the intention and effort is put towards your particular accoutrement.
So, kind of looping back to the rosaries and crosses that you wear around your neck, and different, if your flavor is various saints, or if your flavor is something specific that is a traditional item you wear, that is also technically one. It's just a different intention that's placed. It's a reminder. It's a connection to the divine. It's safety. But
people with Thor's hammer.
Yeah, Thor's hammer is another one. The Helm of Awe is also a one. Actually, that's a solid point. Technically, your hearing aids could be.
Yeah. My hearing aid. Y'all mentioned Thor. My hearing aid went wild.
But I mean,
this is one of the old ones. This is one of the old ones from back in the day. But the representation of the alchemical sigils on this is, since I'm wearing it, is an accoutrement. Bringing people together is what this represents.
they can be. You can use some awesome stuff. You can also have awesome stuff made from them.
All right. Anybody have any questions?
Would you like for me to take that?
No, thank you.
Okay.
I would like to hold the sphere. Thank you. It feels good. So, kind of looping into some examples. I know we've gone over a few, but it really can be something just super simple. If you have a rose quartz that you put in your pocket, it can do wonders, not only for yourself, but for other people if you hand it to that person. But that's the other reason why accoutrements have to have specific boundaries. Because if you do things like hand it to another person, it's now interacting not only with your energy, but with theirs as well, in their space. So if you are going to do something like that, please make sure you have permission. Otherwise, that could get a little rough.
I mean,
think
Brian
we
was showing
we,
off his skull. I'd get by, but he's way up there, and I don't.
Bob.
technically this one isn't mine. This one's a friend of mine's. So I'm kind of watching it for him because he's doing his own thing, and he left it at an old shop I used to work at. As far as it was a herb shop. It was one of my first mentors as far as getting on this path, where I worked at that herbal stuff for a while. And when he moved, I was like, he needs a home. He's going to go with me.
Well, I mean, if you're able to give him that home, that's pretty awesome. Even if you're just, temporarily watching him.
Eventually, I'll contact him and give it back once he kind of figures out that it's gone, because I think he left in a hurry.
Fair. So, kind of, Brian, what is your opinion?
Is a guitar pick.
Oh yeah,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
Oh, no, I was gonna ask, you're good. I was going to ask Brian if he had any recommendations on like what not to do with an accoutrement.
Some things to not do with an accoutrement. If you have to actively focus, most accoutrements are for passive use. Most. Use for reminders. Technically, that's more passive than it is active, because we talked about last week, active, reactive, and passive as far as shielding. You're using these stones to affect your aura in a specific way because you're just a big ass transmitter anyway, to elicit a specific response from the universe, right? Use stones, use accoutrements, use bracelets, earrings, whatever, more of in the passive sense. Unless you're trying to use it for work, then it becomes more of an active accoutrement. Like technically your cane, Steve's cane, they act passively until they're working.
Yes.
So then question. I know a couple of people use wands. Would that technically be an accoutrement, or would that be more of a working tool?
Both.
Same thing.
It's basically the same thing. It's a tool that is used for the redirection of energy for specific purpose, right? It's so it can be just a part of your altar, but you're going to use it in more of an active sense. So some people carry it I've never seen somebody actually carry a wand with them. You're looking more at staves, canes, walking sticks, stuff like that people carry with them for a passive then active use. A wand is more active, but it technically can be an accoutrement, but it goes more of in your space, in your sacred space. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Then just another question. Can accoutrements change your aura?
Yes. That's the purpose. Like I was saying a minute ago, we're just a big transmitter. We're sending and receiving information constantly to the universe at all times. I need a specific intention and more of a passive sense. So I'm dialing the frequency with something else, like a stone, like a bracelet, like a earring, like cane, like a whatever. So I'm using that to affect more like a mental trigger in a passive sense.
Okay. And yeah, Renee, definitely the wooden spoons absolutely count as one.
Oh yeah.
Especially because you're sitting there and you're rubbing your own intensity and your own intention and your own energy into the spoon itself.
That just makes my butt hurt.
What?
Wooden spoons. Haven't you ever been spanked with one?
No. I've been clubbed.
I've had cats on up to the head. Does that count?
It's so nice to be young, ain't it?
Man,
Now everybody knows what's wrong with me. Yeah, ka-chow.
I never was hit in the head. But anyway,
So, kind of going off of that,
big
you know,
hit in the head.
statements, that too. What the fuck?
Oh, shit.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Much like the thought left. Holly said, plus you can burn sigils into the wood. True.
Yeah.
Very true.
I've burned sigils into walls, but using just energetic signature. So trace the sigil that I'm wanting into a wall for a particular intention. But is the house technically an accoutrement? No, because I can't wear the house.
So I'm going to preface this with be very cautious if you do actually do this. Please vet your artist, please vet everything before you actually commit to something like this. But technically, would a tattoo of a sigil like on your arm or something count as an accoutrement?
No, because it is not a physical object.
Okay, so that's where the distinction changes. So it's kind of like the house. You can't wear the house.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The sigil becomes a part of you. It's like the tattoo on my arm.
Mhm.
The tattoo on my arm, it means harmonious peace. The koi fish symbolism is finding peace. So together with the Japanese legend of the koi fish climbing up the waterfall to become a dragon, finding peace in the climb.
Okay.
So I use it more as a representation or a mental reminder, but is it an accoutrement? No, because you're physically altering yourself as opposed to using an object for a period of time that I can take off and I don't need this anymore. Or I don't need this at this time. I can't go with a Brillo pad and scrub my arm off.
Well, that's like with my tattoos. My tattoos are a reminder of the elements.
Mm-hmm.
So basically the way I've trained my tattoos is that if there's something I need, it'll burn. And then that tells me I need to go get something to work with that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not technically
But
the
it's,
accoutrement.
but it's not technically the accoutrement. I can talk tonight.
It's okay. So I've never done this in front of you all, but I have done this before in certain circumstances when things are a lot more chaotic. I'll lick my thumb and I'll rub my tattoo. I need peace in this space.
That makes sense.
I'm using a bit of myself on myself since it's a lot safer than I'm gonna use this accoutrement and drip blood on it. I'd prefer not to. I'm just going to use since it's already attached to me anyway.
Lick and go.
Mm-hmm.
That does kind of loop into a couple of other things. Kind of the distinction between different, actually wearing something versus having it tattooed on you. You can also utilize the color theories for various different clothing items if that's something that you're looking for. If you need something extra special that day and you feel a little off, wear some black for some extra protection.
Mm-hmm.
If you're needing something specific, you can look into the color theory behind each specific color, and then that shirt does technically become an accoutrement for that moment in time.
Yep, you're affecting the vibration of the atmosphere because the light is reflecting off of the color. So I need a little bit more spontaneity and awesomeness for today. Wear some purple. A little bit more peace and fluidity. Wear some blue. I need some extra drive and passion. Wear red. I need to be grounded and centered in myself. Wear green. Some people wear grays. I like grays, and I'm just kind of picking out Tyree for a second. I like grays a lot more because it's more ambiguous when it comes to, it's not quite black, but it's not quite white.
It allows you to actually pull the specific color out if you need it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nice blend.
Mm-hmm. What do you think about? So we talked about tattoos. We've talked about glasses. We've talked about it. What about your car? What do you think of your car?
I feel like that kind of rolls in with the house because you can't wear your car. Well, let me rephrase. You should not wear your car. Please don't wear your car.
Get heavy after a while.
So that's me personally. I feel like that's a different type of thing altogether. Just because you can get in and out of your car, yes, but it's very similar to the house in that regard.
Mm-hmm.
It's just needing different types of protections because there's different energy that it interacts with. But as far as it being kind of like an accoutrement, I wouldn't say that it is. However, I would say that potentially, stuff you hang across your mirror could be considered one.
Exactly.
If that's where you're going with it, then yeah, I agree with you.
You got your car keys?
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, let's not wear the car. Yeah, potentially.
Well, technically, you could wear the car if you take a picture of it, make a pendant out of it.
See, now we're just getting way too specific.
Mm-hmm. Well,
That
if you
requires
think
way too much energy.
right, if you think about it, it's kind of like I had a thought and then it escaped me again. Shit.
Well, Terry says her car's her safe place.
And Renee said that she has certain blessed metals in her car.
Mm-hmm.
I fully agree with that.
I actually keep a few different things in my car. I have a blue lei that wraps around my rear view mirror.
Mm-hmm.
That way, when a drive requires a little extra piece, it's there. Hey, I need this right now. I actually keep a quartz stone inside my center there that I can reach at any time if I need that. So there are different things throughout the car.
I got a piece of lead in mine.
So when you need a lead poisoning,
just cut off a piece. No, I'm just kidding. Lead is a barrier. Lead blocks a lot of different particles and different things. It's the reason why they use lead suits when you're going into radioactive spaces and things like that, because it's a very excited particles of energy. So I use a piece of lead. I have a piece of lead in the car for protections. I also have a plastic dragon. It's one of the flexi ones from one of the vendors. I think it was at Scarefest, and I think it was Karma that got it for me. For I don't know why, but they got it for me and said that it was here. You can have this. It's sitting on my dash. Yeah, I don't handle the lead, and if I do, I'll wash my hands. But it's sitting on the dashboard. I use it as a protection stone.
I usually have to ride in the back seat. That way I'm not trying to lick it. It just tastes like the paint chips.
Sweet. Well, see, I think I have Lydium bracelet and Howlite in the car.
Mm-hmm.
I have blue quartz bracelets and a Howlite bracelet and a rose quartz bracelet on my shifter. That way it's there if I need it. But worst case, it's used. I'm using it in the car.
Yep. So technically what we're talking about, and then I'm going to go into a little bit of what we're doing. This isn't in any of the classes. So I'll give this one. What we're technically doing is a method called transference. This thing is taking the place of this thing, especially when it comes to protections on stones. Stones take the hit. I am transferring the hit for somebody doing dumb shit or somebody doing this thing or somebody doing that thing. The stone is taking the hit. These things are I'm transferring the burden of use to these items. A lot of, go ahead.
I was just going to say that just as a reminder as well, if you have an accoutrement on and for some reason it has a weird reaction, you should probably think about why.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it's something that's geared towards protecting you or something that you utilize for yourself, then it's telling you that you need to fix that specific item with yourself. If it's one you use for other people, so, hey, here's my scrunchie, hold it for a little bit or something, and it comes back and like you can't keep a hold of it, then it's something going on with that other person. It's just something to kind of keep in mind as far as accoutrements go.
Yep. And we're still in the vein of transference, because whatever issue that person or yourself are going through has been transferred to the object. The burden of, well, the majority, I won't say all, I'll say the majority of the burden is going to the item. There's a lot of different healing magics that use plants. So or the egg cleansing, that's transference. That's another form of it.
Shout out Misty Connor.
Yep. Egg cleansing is 100% transference. Using a plant leaves is another form of it. Grounding into a tree.
Yep, Linda, that's actually exactly what I'm talking about. Linda said I used to carry and use crystals a lot. I would notice that very often my stones would get cloudy or end up with lines in them that hadn't been in them when I got them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what I mean, because if it was a stone for you, it's that specific accoutrement trying to tell you that something is specifically wrong with what it's geared for. Mm-hmm. So, for instance, let's say one of them was, I really like rose quartz, so that's the one I use frequently. And it's a really common one to be utilized.
Mm-hmm.
If your rose quartz is really cloudy and like it doesn't feel the same and it's one specifically for you, then you probably need to either A, look at some shadow work, or B, be a lot nicer to yourself.
Yep. Or the other part of it too, you're using it incorrectly.
That's a possibility too.
So again, it still goes into the same thought process that you're talking about, of examining what you're doing or examining what's going on with the specific situation. I've seen people bleed a rose quartz white. I've seen people bleed an amethyst white. I've seen people bleed sodalite white. These are all stones that are receptive, and some people have taken the gridding class, and I'm in the process of developing a gridding class. But when we're talking about proper use as far as this particular topic, these are receptive stones. You give, you don't take from. So I need more love in my life. Well, give the guilt, give the shame, give those things that you're having an issue with that is affecting the love of yourself or the love of those around you. I'm having an issue with accepting my gifts as far as like using an amethyst. So you're trying to pull from the amethyst to open up your abilities or your gifts or whatever. That's not how that works. You give doubt, you give disbelief, you give to it those things to allow it to change it into something that is a positive energy for the specific intention. I've literally watched somebody bleed them white in real time.
It's important to
Yep,
know
yep.
what you actually have the accoutrement for.
Mm-hmm. Very much so. A lot of the time, especially like with rose quartz, I think I've talked to you about it, Pat, before when we've done these. But people think that rose quartz is going to fix that love of yourself, so they pull from it. That something else needs to love me. We've talked about that at length in these lives back in February when we're talking about love. It starts here. So if you're bleaching a rose quartz white, there's definitely a symptom of you're not loving yourself. You're expecting something else to give you love instead of you accepting it from yourself.
Know your accoutrements, guys.
Mm-hmm.
You build your own talismans if you build your own accoutrements. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Do it. Just know what it's for and know what the little notifications are.
Mm-hmm.
It'll tell you straight up what's going on.
Think of them at,
Why?
I'm sorry, go for it.
No,
I'm sorry.
you're good.
Think of them as an ally. They're another person giving you support.
It just gives you a different perspective. It'll help you usually narrow down something that's actually incorrect or that needs to be fixed.
Mm-hmm.
So, if one of yours is geared for protection and, it's burning and it's just, you can't keep a hold of it and something's not right, you probably then need to take a step back, take a deep breath, and assess what could be causing that. Go ahead and refresh your aura and actually set up your boundaries again and force that no, like we discussed last week with the shielding. And if it's still doing that, then take a different route.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's time to come see us.
Potentially.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, even if it's just to get an explanation, even if it's just to have a different perspective on the situation. I don't know about y'all, but if you're asking questions, I'm teaching. I'm not going to be charging you for teaching.
Exactly.
If I have to actually work and do as far as like fixing fixing the issues or something like that, that's a little bit different. But when it comes to you asking questions, oh, okay, this is what's happening. This is the reaction that I'm getting from this particular item that I'm using. I'm going to go through and teach you how to work through it and then go through the process, because a lot of times people need support more so than fixing it. That's the whole purpose of spirit mechanics as a whole. We're here to support you. We're here to lift you up. We're here to, I hate to use the word because it's got a connotation of arrogance or something like that, because, I don't view myself in this light, but enlighten, to give you a different perspective, to give you a different opportunity to look at a different thing. But I've had rings that I've used for protection. I use the term biting. It feels literally like it's biting me, especially if I'm going from a transitionary period of, I'm in this space, in this mindset, and then suddenly I shift. All right, I'm great. Everything's awesome. It's still geared towards that other mindset. So this is a foreign object that's going to bite me. Renee said I had to upgrade Kelly from rose quartz to an amethyst. He bleeds them white. I told him to push through, not pull from it.
Fair. He definitely needs to watch next week then when we go over stones and smudges.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts? Which part are we right about, Linda? That way I can agree with you or disagree.
And kind of at the end of the day, guys, we really just want to make sure that everyone's safe and happy, because that's honestly the ultimate goal. We love the community that we have here.
Mm-hmm.
And if y'all have questions like this, please do ask. Nothing is a stupid question.
Nope. The support rather than a fix. Yeah, 100%. That accoutrements, a shield, a particular stone, a thing that these are items that we use for support. 100%. They're not a fix it. We're not fixing it with this thing. We're bringing to attention so we can fix it within ourselves.
But also that's why we are a community page and not a business page.
Mm-hmm.
Are we a business? Yes. But are we more of a community? Yes.
That's the whole thing.
We are here to help and to support. So
earlier somebody said, are you all Steve's accoutrement?
Oh yeah, that was Melissa. Yeah.
I mean, technically,
if he wants to pack me around,
if he wants to pack me around, or if y'all want to pack me around, and technically, on a certain level, we do bear each other's burdens.
we are each other's safe space.
Mm-hmm.
When somebody has an issue, we go, "You good?" And then we talk through it.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, we were doing that earlier tonight.
Same, Raymond.
Yeah, actually.
Hey, Matt Barron, how you doing?
The support starts with us, and then we, give it to you all as well.
Daffodils.
We have developed our own safe space, and we have invited everybody else into that safe space. All right, you need to talk.
All right, I want to go into a specific, since we're on accoutrements, I'm going to go into something real quick. Talismans and amulets. What do you all think is the difference between them?
A talisman is an object that's been imbued with divine energy, whereas an amulet has had a spell cast on it.
Both are technically correct, yeah. An amulet is something that you can carry in your pocket. Like some people use an acorn, a stone, a particular object, whereas a talisman has a symbol that has been charged for a specific purpose and is worn. He's
Actually, have an amulet in my wallet.
Mm-hmm. Coins technically, unless they're worn, are amulets. These technically are talismans. A little bit different of a thought, but
Hooray for points of view.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all got any questions, guys?
What we got here? What's up, Matt Barron? Thanks for stopping in. Have a good night at work. I'm glad you're back to it.
For real.
Yeah. The lighting joke. Love you too, man.
Because I mean, honestly, I kind of, as far as a day-to-day thing, it varies for me. Just personally, what it is that I'm wearing, what it is that I do. It's a feel by feel. Morning when I wake up. Okay, let's go with this. Let's go with that. Because the other thing that I'll do is, you know, if it's a makeup day, then odds are the makeup is likely being worn as an accoutrement. At least it's kind of a little bit of something.
The old adage from way back in the day of using lipstick for a love spell.
Ugh,
I know, I get that, but it's an excellent example for this particular thought process. I want them to see me as pretty. I want to be a little bit easier. I want somebody to be more at ease in my space while I'm around them.
It's adding intention as you apply it.
Yep.
So Granny, so Granny was wearing a $50 as a talisman. That just shocked me. Thanks for that, Brian. Yeah. Talismans are worn, amulets are carried.
You got anything else, Tyree?
Don't.
Come on, Mr. Kingsley, spit it out there.
You got it? Come on.
No, I'm good. I'm all good. I'm thinking.
What you thinking about? Share with the class.
Something I need to go see if I can buy.
Fair enough.
I need to go give me a couple talismans.
Fair enough. You know, we have a couple here at the shop.
Not what I want.
I mean, fair enough. I was just shamelessly plugging, but you know, never mind.
Well, yeah.
Never mind.
Well, we do have a couple more of those necklaces, so plug it.
There's
we
also
have stuff at the shop. We don't have what I want.
Literally.
Who does the ordering, dude?
Santa Claus.
Yes. He's my homie.
There's also a link in the comments for some talismans too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the wire wrap
for
stuff
sure.
that I posted earlier is beautiful. And it's very, very well done.
Actually, yeah, they're pretty awesome.
I've been eyeing a few of them, and I'm just like, oh. Actually, you should. We'll talk later. It's okay. I think I know. Okay. Anyway, so we have some pretty awesome stuff at the shop too.
But the thing is we didn't say where the shop was at tonight. You forgot.
You do. You can.
It's in Lexington. You can Google it.
1018 New Circle, Suite.
114. 1018 East New Circle Road, Suite 114, Lexington, Kentucky, 40505. This is the missing elements.
If you look it up on Google Maps, it'll take you right here. Apple Maps, it won't always get you right here, but Google Maps always will. Look us up on Facebook. Look us up just on the internet itself. The Googs is an awesome place.
You do want to park in the back parking lot.
Yes.
If not, you'll get lost walking through the building.
Terry, come see us. Yes, please.
She should be here Saturday.
Oh, yeah. Well, shit, there you go.
Yeah, because you are doing pizza and board games.
Yeah.
Fun.
Woo!
Absolutely. Have fun.
I will not be there this time. I have to. This is my long week. I have the work.
Woo!
Woo.
Yes.
Of the work. Do we have anything else we want to cover for accoutrements tonight, or do we want to start the closeout process?
Nobody has any questions, this is the last call. Last call for alcohol.
And just as a reminder, guys, we will be going into stones and smudges next week. So if you've got a couple of questions specifically about stones themselves, have them ready to go.
Thank you, Renee.
Thanks, Renee. We'll be going over the protective ones for the most part, but you know, if you have a question as far as one that's not typically considered a protective stone, we'll do our best to answer it. You know, I mean, just ask the questions and we'll do what we can to get them answered.
If you'll send me a message and remind me before the show next week so I can bring in my specimen
Okay.
that I got from Deb.
Which one?
It's like a 10-pound obsidian.
Oh, God.
It's
Lord,
Oh, I can believe. Oh, yeah. We're going to have some awesome stuff next week, guys. We might actually have a little bit of a show and tell session. Yes. I'm stoked.
Oh yes.
Let's do
Oh,
it.
start sliding.
I'm stoked.
Let's do it.
Yes. Because I'll actually
I'll
have a
have to
couple
go on my
of.
lipstick.
Yeah, God, no.
And play the
Put lotion
music
in a fucking basket.
from Silence of the Lambs.
My brain immediately went there. Put the lotion in a fucking basket.
Thank you, Kevin.
Anyway, thanks for tuning in tonight, guys.
Absolutely. Thank you all.
Before we go down another fucking tangent.
That's the fun part of these, though.
Oh, I didn't say it wasn't, but
All right. Since nobody has anything else, I think I'll do it tonight. Since Steve's not here.
You closing us out?
Yeah.
All right.
All right, everybody. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. And remember that those that have the power to change themselves have the power to change the world around themselves. We'll see you.
bye, guys.
Bye,
Love
guys.
y'all.
Love y'all.
Love y'all.
Nailed it, Brian.